In my life, there's always been a tug of war. There's been times when maybe the dark side has taken over. I do believe, I've been put on this planet to impact people's lives, support them, and bring out the best in them. I was born I've just found out 17% hearing. So I didn't really, when you're a little boy between 3 and 5 and I couldn't hear and I had many operations. From a young age, I was faced with diversity. I was faced with isolation, not being accepted. And I said to my mum, what's wrong with me? She said, nothing's wrong with you. And I have to wear these hearing aids, and I didn't. I still didn't want to have that identity. I just didn't feel like I belonged. I didn't feel like, even at this age, in a bad perspective, properly, I didn't fit in. But there was also part of me going, well, I don't want to fit in. I want to be someone different. Why do I need to be like anyone else? And then I connected to sports stars, Michael Jordan. I'm a Collingwood supporter, so footballers. I'm like, wow, these guys are, they're Supermen. So I always wanted to be someone different. And then through that ability of wanting to be someone else, I applied myself to sport and become a great basketballer, played college basketball over in the States, football. Everything that I touched was physical education, was that I didn't have to hear, I didn't have to talk. And that was a way for me to fit in, to express myself. And through that, I developed a lot of layers where I wasn't who I was. I wasn't who I really wanted to be, and I'd isolate myself from social. Parents would have people over, lock myself in the room, play G.I. Joes or He-Mans when you get a bit older, PlayStation back then. I was in the trade industry as an electrician, and I got bullied really bad. I got to the point where you're with these people that you could tell they've gone some real bad shit, and it wasn't great at all. Where you'd be talking, they'll talk over you, they'll only get you to do things because you can lift, and I didn't learn much about the trade, and it was a constant battle. So I had enough of that, and I was an adult apprentice then. I was 25 or around even 28, and I had enough of, when I wasn't working, when I'm back, doing the normal things, a lot of my friends owned clubs, bars, a lot of them were quite powerful. I come from a great family, so I was respected. But when I'd go to work, I'd have anxiety, I would shake, I would be like, I'm going back there, and you're just like, it was like you're a slave, you're nothing. It come to a point where it was like, my life felt very fragile. I lost my way, lost a lot of money, broke off where I was living, had an investment property, lost everything, basically homeless. I said, Mum and Dad, I need, they had to take me back in. And during that period of time, downward spiral, I didn't know any of the stuff that I know now about mindset, the support or how to get myself out of the hole. I just locked myself in that back room at my parents' place. During that period, I attempted to take my life 3 times. I saw the stress that I was putting on my parents. I saw them just worrying about me, and I'm like, here I am, I know I can better myself, and I want my parents to be proud of me, and they have been, and here I am putting that extra stress on them, and it's just like, I want them to be proud, but look, Lee, pick yourself up, mate, you're better than this, and you want your parents to be worrying about you. What if something happens to them because of, you sitting there feeling sorry for yourself? Look, yeah, so, I've been down there, and I've got myself through that. The last 12 years I've been coaching, educating, leading, supporting people all around the world through my retreats, through my coaching. And I remember I sat down and I want to be able to help people that have gone through hell and back. My passion is being able to do things like this, be up on stage, impact, but my purpose is how people walk away and the results that they get. Because you can't put a price on being able to impact, add a little bit of value or completely transform people's lives. That keeps me going. When they turn into the leader, and then they impact their children, they impact their partner, they impact people around them, I'm like, fuck, that's what it's all about. Because they can just lead themselves, and when they lead themselves, then you see it, yeah, they've got it. But when they start teaching others, then you go, nah, they've really got it. So, everything that we do and what we think that where we want to go or who we are right now, it's always changing. There's going to be limiting beliefs pop up. There's going to be, some roadblocks. There's going to be speed humps. My main thing is that I want to be a person of influence, to be able to be, not a household brand, but someone that's given power to people to say, you know what, your roughness, your sharp edges, your things that you maybe think are weaknesses, They're your strengths. You're okay being you. I want people to be comfortable with, like I said, with their bumpy bits, with their rough bits, with their, with their blunt edges. You don't need to be polished. You don't always need to be sharp and on point. And I want to be someone that can travel around the world, that it's offering, this environment where it's like, I want people to understand they're superheroes. Go within, keep going within to become and connecting with who you desire, not what the world does, and then you will see it's the other way around. Instead of, I have to get up and action and do all these things, that needs to come second or first. You need to have that time to go within and to rewire your supercomputer. Put in the coordinates every morning.